when they came back, I said, what do you have in his system? They said he had enough cocaine to kill an elephant, is what they said. What the
I'm comedian Ryan Sickler, and this is my stepson Derek Crawford. While we were on quarantine, class might have been out, but school was still in session.
All right, let's go. This is very serious business. You have lives, especially this one, in your literal hands and feet. It was like an old country road, and it had an awesome hill to jump.
Jumping them? The
yeah,
cars?
dude, we jumped the shit out of them. Oh, no, hold on a minute. Look at it. Look at it. Aloha. Woo! The virus gone. You're just heavy on the brakes. I mean, Jesus Christ. Stay in your lane. You're herky-jerky with turns.
This is Learner's Permit.
I didn't know there was an Ontario, California when I was at UPS.
So,
and
I
I had a
near there.
truck, of Ontario, CA, that I threw down the international belt because I thought it was Ontario, Canada, dude. I fucked the whole Derek. Listen, I cost them a lot of money. I fucked up the whole system. Like, who the fuck's throwing California on the international belt? I was like, oh. I was like, there's an Ontario, California? Like, you son of a bitch. I mean, they had to bring an extra truck around to unload the mistakes. But I would come in early every night. All the bosses liked me, except for one till later. They called me Easy Money. But I'd come in, and I'd study the sorts, and you had to pass them on this computer system, and then they would let me fill in. So once I learned that, they were like, you're really good, you should be a supervisor. So I went to supervising. I'm 23 years old, and I'm running the whole primary one. That's what I talk about. Shout out, so it's UPS. Baltimore hub. It's a hub.
Yeah.
Primary one was the primary. It was a primary one and a primary two. That's unload one, unload two. I ran primary one at 23 years old. Go up to Olympic and make a left.
All right, don't ride this guy's ass.
Back then, the CDs, you could get like 20 for a penny and all that shit. You know, they were a big deal then. So people stole the shit out. I'm talking about the employees at UPS. They stole the shit out of these things. And once I got as a supervisor, the loss prevention dude, this dude was a gangster, man. He wanted to catch you no matter what it took. He didn't give a shit. He would sit on an empty metal package car on the parking lot, like off in the distance, laying in it under a cover, waiting for you to fuck up when it was like 2 degrees outside. He didn't give a shit. I was like, are you ex-military or something, dude? He's like, I'll get their ass. I'll get them if they're stealing. So one night, they called me up to the office while everything's going on. They're like, come here. I'm like, somebody's stealing? They're like, yup. I go, how do you know? He goes, I put a pen camera. It's the size of a pen.
Oh, yeah,
in this
with a
pole.
little camera?
He did. But what they would do is kick the package they liked outside and then steal it at the end of the night. They'd walk through security. Maybe they made a deal with the security guy or whatever. Because these people would be on the phone like this. They had a wand. They go, go ahead. Go ahead. I know. Go ahead.
I know.
You know, that's what they would do. That was security. So
most tight security I've ever seen.
Yeah. So I watched the guy steal. He gets caught red-handed. Of course, they fire him. Another dude, Timberlands were big back then, especially, and the baby blue ones. And and this guy went out. No, stay here. It's fine. Go up to Santa Monica, make a left. This guy, at the end of the night, takes them, puts them on, takes his shoes, throws them up on the roof, and then walks out through security. That security guard doesn't know whether those are his boots or not. And boom, now he's off the property. So the next day, they're like, this dude stole. We got a report from Timberland. They got some old Nikes. I'm like, oh, who stole them? And they show me. I'm like, oh, man, I like him. So this dude is a fuck you to the people. Came in wearing the boots to pick up his last check. And I was like, they're like, once he's off the property, we can't do anything
about it.
He came back wearing the boots and took his shit to get his damn check, dude. But they were so creative, man. There was a guy.
Creative.
Yeah, they were. The best one was, I was saying, the CDs, right? They put the die pack in it finally, like the bag of money. But these two black dudes are unloading. And one of them was crooked, but the other one wasn't. But he was in there to get, you're teamed up.
Yeah.
And this guy rips through a thing, and it blows up on him purple, like bad. And it's like 100 degrees already, plus the humidity. And in those trucks, it's like 15, 20 degrees hotter. And you're sweating, and the worst thing you can do is rub it. And this dude is rubbing it, and it's all over him. So they come up to the office, and I can't stop laughing. He's like, it's not fucking funny. I'm like, it is so funny, dude. It is so funny the way you look. It's ridiculous. Over CDs. But loss prevention was catching every one of these motherfuckers. This dude, he was gangster. He was saving Baltimore UPS a lot of fucking money. You're gonna make a left at that light up there.
All right, that was a nice turn.
Another guy would do meth or something, man. He would come in and he would crank. He was the best unloader. He would crank packages out like, They would have to put 3 guys sorting him. Usually it's 1 to 1. It was 1 to 3. He would pump them out. So he'd come out, woo! Doing all. I'm like, what the? He looks like he's blue and gray, and she looked awful, sweating. I was like, you're gonna kill that guy. Like, bro's a hammer right there. That guy's a hammer. Put the hammer in there. He'd just be drinking Gatorade and put it down. Like, you ready? And then bah, 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 all night long. So finally, I was like, look, man, you're going to kill this kid. He's definitely on something.
See, the guy has his blinker on.
Yeah, see what I'm talking about?
There.
Never trust a blinker. Right there it is. So they sent him to go get tested. And then when they came back, I said, what do you have in his system? They said he had enough cocaine to kill an elephant is what they said. What the? He had coke and meth. He was just in there cranking it, smoking it, and just banging on these back. He was a hammer, though. That guy is probably dead now.